Hello.
Hi, y'all.
Welcome to Everyone Wants 100%. I'm Shawanda.
And I'm Jaleesa.
And we are giving you the real behind the salon industry and that angelic voice that you always hear, that voice in your head.
Hi, Mike B here.
For those of you who are watching, I know you guys, I say this all the time, but we have an extra special guest. Whoa!
Hey,
Wolf.
So we are going to it's a Salon Chat episode, by the way, guys. If you didn't already know, that is our unscripted episode where we take things out of the hat, topics, and we just have a casual conversation. Now, the reason why we have Wolf on the show is...
Love your nails, by the way.
Oh,
Very
thank
nice.
you so much. I just got them done.
Very nice, yeah.
Oh, you want to shout your nail tech out?
Yeah, shout out to Vanessa. These
Ooh.
nails are...
They go.
They the real tea behind the salon industry.
Yes.
But I was getting into why we have you on the show today. So a lot of our guests have primarily been female, but we kind of wanted to switch it up, and we love to get the male's perspective of salon chat, barbershop, what so have you. Also, good tidbit, Wolf has been with us from the beginning.
Yes, he has.
Sure.
Since we have
First
started
episode.
from our first episode, and Wolf has grown with us. He's seen our growth. He's seen where we come from and where we're going. And
sure.
I'm just excited to be here. So
I'm
Wolf,
honored to
tell
be
the people
here.
who you are. What you doing?
My name is Wolf Taylor. I'm an engineer at WTF Media Studios. That's where I met these queens right here. And I've watched them grow, figure it out, and now they've managed to get here, and I'm so impressed.
Yes.
Impressed.
And what do you do, Wolf, as well as being the engineer at
Engineer.
WTF?
I also have a podcast of my own called the Halfway Up Podcast. I call it Halfway Up because you never finish rising. We talk about all kind of different shit over there. Women getting spanked, motivation, whatever you're looking for.
Right.
Get a little bit of everything.
I feel like
he liked to chat. That's what he said. Wolf liked to chat him up.
Right.
He liked
And
to
I
hear
feel
what he
like-
got to say.
I also
appreciate that.
feel like it's a good show for men as an outlet to
Yeah.
it's a real person talking
Yes.
about real stuff. It don't feel fluffed.
For sure.
Yep.
So yeah, I enjoyed the show.
I appreciate
guys.
that
I
very
listened.
much.
So
Yeah,
yes.
thank you.
So
Thank you.
we're gonna get the ball rolling, and I will pick the first topic, and we'll go ahead and talk about
So
it.
as
is
she's
bad.
shuffling that bag,
Mhm.
salon chat is just topics that we talk about in the salon. Women come and get their hair done. This is a place where we talk about a lot of different things in life. So the topics come from those
Yes.
places,
Okay.
like whatever, because there's so much things that we talk about. And, therapy is heavy on that. You want therapy with your service, Wolf?
I would love some therapy with my service.
Additional $300.
Exactly.
That would be excellent.
Yes.
So I have the first topic here.
Yes,
Go
out
ahead and
that
put that in.
satin bag.
Yes. So the first one is we talk about ideal clients all the time. Describe your ideal partner.
Ooh, well, can you answer that, Jaleesa? Because you got a ring on that finger, right?
Not today, guys. Not today.
So
but yes. So I was just talking about this earlier. Your ideal partner is somebody who takes the time to understand you, and also has patience with you. Those two things are really big because when they're taking the time to understand who you are, they know what your flaws are. They know when to stop talking to you. They know when to start talking to you. They know when to love on you, and they know when to step the fuck back. So they kind of just take their time to understand you. And then the patience part, it comes into play when you aren't your best self,
Okay.
and they're dealing with the bad or the Hyde side, the Jekyll side of you. And they know how to navigate through that and know that maybe it not be personal. Like, I just got my period today. Like,
Right.
I'm not really mad at you. I'm just mad at everything else that's going on. And the fact that they can take those things on, I think that allows you to be the ideal partner. How about you, Wolf?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Pretty much anybody who doesn't cross boundaries. I think that's really important. You know what I mean? Like, if you know something will set me off, or something is like will make me feel disrespected, you know what I mean? Just don't do that.
And just don't do
Don't do-
that.
which is easier said than done because
It
that
is.
happens in relationships all the time. Like, somebody will fuck around and do something, you'd be like, that's my thing.
Right.
That's gonna trigger me. To somebody who just love you enough to stay as best as they can, clear away from that line in the sand, and we're gonna be all right.
Well,
Yeah.
I think my ideal partner would be someone that is willing to work together with me. Somebody who, obviously, if we're cut from a different cloth, we're coming from two different worlds. So it takes a lot to mesh those two worlds together.
sure.
So, like I'm in couples therapy right now with my
Oh,
significant
shit.
other.
Okay.
And we actually go to a therapy session where we cook together and talk about our situations and our trials and our tribulations.
Wow.
And it is heavy because I actually came from there today and I was like, Tim, I gotta go podcast after this. I am feeling a lot
dropping
of
tears while you're cooking.
I'm on the way. Like, well, this is a lot. I don't know how I'm gonna shake myself to get on this podcast and do this. But the fact that we're both willing to take the time to work out our differences, to share our differences and just, learn together and grow together, because sometimes it's hard to really understand what someone else is saying without having a mediator in
That's
between.
true.
You
That's
know,
so
like,
true.
because sometimes I don't hear him.
It get lost in translation sometimes. I'm
I
feeling
don't hear
away.
him.
Yeah.
I'm in my feelings. I don't, whatever you about to say, I really kind of like tune out.
That's
but
true.
when that person is in the middle to kind of like let you know, like
Yeah.
you gotta be
Regulate traffic real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be like, damn, so maybe I need to just start my own therapy session up again because I got some things I need to work on.
Yeah.
So just being able to come together as a unit to make that relationship work better.
That's
I
dope.
love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
of
'cause
course,
relationships is always a topic in the salon.
always.
Every time, doesn't
Always.
matter who.
The man ain't put
Yeah.
the curtains up the way that he was supposed to.
Not the curtains.
He
Yes.
think he could fix the sink, but I'ma secretly call the plumber so
Right.
that they could come take care of it. Like, these are the things that really are
Damn.
chatted about in the
Yes.
salon. How about you, Mike B?
Someone that speaks, that understands and learns my love language, and then
That's
speaks
important.
You big on this love language.
I
thing.
am.
Y'all
That's
think that
important.
stuff
Did you
works?
take? Did you
That's
take
You think
that
that
test?
stuff real?
You
Yeah, I
took
took
that
the
test.
test. Yeah.
So what's yours?
I'm all of them.
Oh,
You all
what?
of them?
I'm all
You
of
can't
them.
be all of
Right.
them.
I know, like, not really when you actually take the test, but like, I feel like I literally would love to have a nice amount of all
But
of them.
there's
But
there's
which
what's
one
at the
are
top.
you? What's the top?
The number one. Well, let's go down the list real quick for people who might not know. It's
Okay.
acts
Okay.
of service.
Mhm.
Is it physical touch?
Yep.
It's
Gifts.
gifts, words of affirmation.
Yes.
Mhm.
Is there another one? Is there
There-
a fifth one?
Mike B can she
She
can
gonna
can
check it.
put-
She checking it out right now.
Our information source over here.
Right.
Shout
And
out
they
to the
actually
producer.
added another one. So there was 5 at one point, and then they added a
A
sixth
sixth one?
one.
I think
Yes.
I don't know the 6, but quality time I think is the one.
quality
Okay.
time. Yeah, that's like a given
Aw,
though. Is
I
it
think
not?
that
It's
might
not
be
a-
mine.
That's a given though. That's like a prerequisite almost.
No, not everyone loves quality time.
And that's your partner?
There's something must be wrong with
You know
me,
what I'm
right?
saying? It's like
I get it.
Nah, you don't like
But
quality time?
it goes in levels. Like, what is the most important for you in the relationship? Like, if I don't see you for 5 days, am I going to be stressing?
That's valid.
You know?
Yeah.
Are you?
I will.
You
I
say
will.
you won't?
I will.
Oh,
yes,
okay. You
I need,
will.
I need. So, like, I could never do a long distance relationship.
Oh, I can.
yeah.
Yeah, I
see?
could
So
No
too.
problem.
I could.
Give me 10 days.
she need her space.
I need my space.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
partner, see what I was going back to what I was talking about.
Mhm.
My partner knows
Yeah.
when I need my space, like when it's time to vacate the premises, because I can get really nasty. And then now we
Yeah.
mad at each other because
Right.
I just needed
Yeah.
to scroll on my phone for an hour.
Mine was acts of service.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I like that.
obviously I'm in the service industry,
Yeah,
so
for
that
sure.
makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
And what was yours, Wolf? You never said.
Probably words of affirmation.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I think that's a lot of men.
Yeah, I need
do
acknowledgement.
too.
If I got it,
Really?
to tell me I got it. Then,
Yeah.
like, that's what I need.
And I didn't know that for a long time.
That's what I need.
I think
man.
a lot
So
of men like
if you
to be
walking
poured
out the
into.
door,
Absolutely.
you need someone to be like, "You look good, babe." I like
Not
the way-
even necessarily that.
Okay.
I mean, I want somebody to affirm what it is that I'm doing in life, like my mission statement. Like you see, I'm out here trying to get it. I'm trying to make it happen.
Mhm. I see you,
The life
babe.
of an entrepreneur. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, let me know. Like speak life into me.
Like
yeah,
I
babe.
see you doing it. I
Yeah.
saw this last
I have-
episode. This was great. I
You know?
really enjoyed what you. How about you do this next time? Like
It-
give you things like that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I,
Understood.
like feel like my partner, which
Right.
you are. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want it to be separate where it's like, hey, you be doing this podcast thing, but like, you know, it doesn't like bleed into our love life when it should. It doesn't have to be separate. For me personally.
Because you want to be able to chit chat with them about everything,
Yeah.
and you want them to also feel like they
Get
are
feedback.
involved
And be invested in my
and
shit.
be
Yeah.
invested.
I want to know
I'm
that
looking for.
that it matters to you.
Invested. Yes.
You know what I mean?
because when you win, they win.
We
Automatically.
And we win
Come on.
together.
Come on.
We're gonna take over the world.
Yes.
Oh, this is
love
a cipher now?
that. So wait. So yeah, sorry, Mike B. What were you saying?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I just want somebody who takes the time to learn the language.
Yes.
And then speaks it, like proactively does it.
You
Mine
gotta
is
do that.
acts of service. And for me, it's not like a big show. It's like, oh, you wash the dishes because you knew I didn't want to do it.
That's real.
Right.
That'll get me
But
going. I don't know what to tell you.
sometimes, right? You have to
said
teach
communication.
people
Oh.
how to love you. You know, because that might not come natural
Almost
for your
always,
partner.
you probably will have to teach people.
Right.
Yeah.
And that takes time. Who has that time and that effort and that energy?
You better make it.
Damn.
You better make it because it's not gonna work if you don't.
It's not.
So you can't just throw your hands up.
It's
like,
very
No.
rare that you'll meet somebody that's like, I ain't gonna say very rare, but it's not likely somebody so aligned with you. It's like, oh, intuitively, I know what you need. I
So-
just know.
So what's that's the definition of a soulmate, though?
No, it's
I
not.
wouldn't even say all that. I wouldn't even say all that.
that's
No, it's just somebody who pays attention.
You gotta
so
pay
what is
attention.
what is a soulmate? Because now I'm going
Mike
off
B, what's a
topic.
soulmate?
No, because a
Lord.
soulmate to me is someone that, you know, like I said, two worlds coming together. It's like our worlds are similar.
So I have a question. Am I your soulmate? Because we're very close. Our friend circles, we're very close. Are we your soulmates? Or do we just take the time to get to know you and know what you
no,
like
I
from
think
what
you
you
guys are
don't
my
like?
soulmates.
Here we go. Here we go. I shouldn't have said.
I think my friends are my soulmates because I don't have to take all that time to teach them. They kind of already, because I feel like they are the same as I am. I have a lot of friends that are like me, and that might not be a good thing because then I can't really see my flaws as bright as everyone else can. But a lot of my friends, my circle, and it's very small. And I talked to Mike B about this earlier. I'm like, I came from a small space. Like I went to a small school. I work behind the chair alone. I have a small circle. So how am I supposed to navigate through life when I don't have all those extra experiences that come from these big things, like big corporations? When you work in big corporations,
You're miserable.
you learn you learn how to navigate certain situations. So you don't feel so in a box, you know? So sometimes I feel like maybe I'm in a box because I don't have the different outlooks on things.
So your ideal partner would just know.
Yes. Because
I don't know,
you
man.
know,
I don't
you
think that's
know,
wise.
you don't just know.
I don't
No,
think that's wise.
Shawanda.
That's not wise.
I think that's the number one way to have a failing relationship.
You know,
Right.
If you want to
I
succeed
know.
as a losing relationship,
And I'm
then just
learning.
expect them to just know.
And that's
Assuming-
insane. But
That's-
that is my friend.
That's failure
because I
101.
know it. That's my friend.
Yeah, that's failure 101. Like, don't expect nothing. Communicate everything.
Wow.
Everything.
That's a lot of talking.
It is.
I mean,
and my therapist says it all the time. I say the same thing. That is a lot. And she says that's what relationships are.
yeah,
It's
I mean,
work.
Come on.
Work.
You have to talk. You gotta talk. And even my partner says it all the time. Like you gotta talk to me.
So I have to work at my job. I have to work with my children. I have to work with myself. And then I got to work with my partner.
What do you think this is? We human. We don't. What do you think this is? Like,
I love it.
what is this? You know what I mean? No
News flash.
Yeah, like this is how it works.
I am like light bulbs. It's just like bing, 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 bing. I just think it should be easier.
I mean, when you
And
got
it-
employees, don't you got to tell them what to do?
yes.
No,
Yeah.
because that's what she got me for.
Yeah.
I mean, right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
But
the average employee, you got to tell them what to do. That's the only way the job gets accomplished. And it's the same thing. Like, in a lot of ways, I am your employee in a lot of different ways.
wow.
In a lot of different ways.
Get to work.
I'm just saying.
Where he
And
at?
vice versa.
Get
you know
to
what I mean?
work.
Like,
How
some-
about you get to work,
right.
Iyanla? Do the work, okay?
You right. Well,
Because that is the way that it makes sense.
really said to me.
What world are you living in?
I'm just trying to make sure. I'm like, where have you seen that work anywhere else?
I haven't seen it.
Did
and
you make it
obviously-
up?
Not even with our grandparents that didn't work like that.
But I don't know that, you know? So, like, if things weren't communicated to me as a child, as an adolescent growing up,
I
you know,
see.
I can only see what I've seen.
I
and
asked, so that's how I know.
Or you asked.
Yeah,
See,
I asked my
okay.
grandmother everything.
And
And
see,
she told me everything.
Are you just an inquisitive person in general?
Yeah, I just want to know. Like, first of all, if you got people that can offer wisdom, you better ask them, especially if they older, because they respectfully, they're not gonna be here forever. You know?
Right.
So I asked my grandmother because she's one of those people who had one of those relationships that everybody glorifies in movies and shit like that.
Mhm.
And then I had to ask her, and then I had to realize, like, oh, take some of the glory away, take some of the glorification away. It's not. It's sexy, but it's not as sexy as you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, so yes, it's like what you see is not real. Like, so when you go on social media and you see these happy couples and
There's
they got
more to it.
date night. It's like there's some work that comes behind that.
It's never, to me, never not work. That's why I don't even care about the whole idea of a soulmate, because I'm like, whatever the situation is, I know I'm going into it working. You don't like
I guess
the way
I'm
that
lazy.
I figured that out year 3 of my relationship.
Really?
Because my partner has a lot of patience. When he met me, he said, I have the patience of a high school teacher. Like,
That's patient.
I didn't know
That's
what
patient.
that meant until we were like knee deep in it. And I know my personalities. I know my mood swings. I know I'm not the easiest
So
to
you
deal
don't have
with.
a lot of patience.
No, 0.
God bless that brother, man.
0.
God bless that brother, man. Give him an applause.
Round of applause.
I
You know what
do
I'm
not
saying?
have any patience, and he knows that, and that's the part that he accepts of me. So when I start to get in
man.
those modes where like
man.
I'm tweaking, he slows me down.
So I like the word acceptance, you know, because that's hard in relationships. I guess that's what love is. Accepting someone for their flaws
Absolutely.
and then just dealing with them through it.
Absolutely.
And
We
then
talked about
and
that
then
earlier.
I count the years down. I'm like, well, it's year 1, year 2. Damn. When we gonna graduate? When we gonna get our cap and gowns
Not
together?
Kanye, not
I
graduation.
guess that would be walking down the aisle, right? In a sense.
Yeah.
But
no,
there's
that's
still,
when the real work starts.
You saying that's graduation, the wedding?
yeah.
I don't even think so.
No, that's when the real work starts.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
there's no backing
Because
out.
if you're somebody who believes in the institution of marriage and for what it really is, that's it. So despite whatever goes on, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
I
For-
mean, I've
for better,
always
for
felt
worse.
like that. You got to figure it out, especially when I'm really like, I'm into this person and I don't want to hurt their feelings. I think about them.
Yeah.
I'm really like, I got to check myself. I have to check myself in order to be better.
Always
Okay,
gotta check
girl.
yourself for sure.
Well, what's the
next one?
topic?
Hey, pass the
We can
bag.
talk
Let me
about
use
now.
the dude.
we can talk about this for a whole 3 hours sewing.
All right,
we
man.
sh- Not a 3 hour sewing.
Yes, we can.
Put
Let's-
my hand in the bag.
Yes.
For the people that can't see this right now. Oh, got 2. Let me put one back. All right, bet.
Don't cheat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Made you
cheat.
open both of them.
Let's see what's going on here. Dating an entrepreneur.
Whew.
Ooh, that's interesting. Go ahead, Wolf.
Wolf.
Yeah,
Go
you
ahead.
started off.
Have you dated an entrepreneur?
Nah. But I know I've been difficult to date though.
Because
Why?
Because I'm an entrepreneur.
What's the first issue that you run into?
Man, the first issue is that
now we
He
got
is-
Wolf tripped up.
Right, he
Nah,
is
for sure.
gooped,
'Cause I'm
ladies
just
and
like,
gentlemen.
cause this is like the number one thing that women would say about me, they would complain about me is that I'm always busy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have as much availability as a man who's not an entrepreneur. Like if you're a guy, you do your 9 to 5, you come home, right? It's like my passion is my livelihood. I'm always in it. You know what I mean? Like we could be at the dinner table. I might I got this idea. I got to get it down now. I might be shooting something somewhere. It's running over a little bit. And to me, it's like, it's not really about the money. I'm gonna go over with them a little bit because this is what needs to happen for the art. This is what needs to happen to get the mission accomplished. Sometimes it's like, things are a lot better now. Shout out to WTF. But when you making investments and shit, you don't always got the money. And sometimes you gotta go for broke and be like, bro, I need this camera.
Right.
I
Yeah.
need this camera. Like when I was dating this girl one time and I had a really beat up 1995 Honda Accord and she didn't even want to pull up
Not
with me.
Club Onyx. She had a Honda Accord too.
Yeah, it wasn't a 95 though.
No,
She
it
was
wasn't.
not-
It wasn't.
She didn't even want to show up with me places because my car was so fucked up. Like literally. Like I remember we was having a conversation
That's really
one day.
shallow.
Yeah, shout out to her. She definitely gonna watch this. But definitely gonna watch this for sure. But it's just shit like that, like I didn't have the means to be putting money into that because my money was always going to
Allocated.
technology or always going to like
Your passion.
putting money and promotion for Instagram ads or something. You know what I mean? So
So she
Yeah.
obviously wasn't the girl for you.
I mean, she not here.
Yeah.
She not here.
No, but there has to be a level of understanding when you're dating someone on the grind.
And a lot of people will not have that understanding. As a guy who's like, known and been with a lot of women, it's like almost no woman really understands that. In my experience,
I
don't know.
Well, you was what kind of women?
I know. I think you're referring to like our circle again, because it's a circle of hustlers.
Yes.
And they're all also doing their own stuff. So they understand.
Yeah. So I think you gotta date an entrepreneur.
No, it'd be cute. Like girls be cool with it for a little bit until it's like we supposed to be gone by now. You know what I mean? Or it's like, why don't you have money for this? You know
I can relate because for those of you who may or may not know, I also work in the aviation industry. And in the beginning, when I was starting, I didn't have the time.
Right.
And I feel like when you are in the aviation industry, it's kind of like you are your own entrepreneur. You work when you want to, you work when you don't. But not having time is a big thing.
That's a big thing for women. It's like, I want time. Like, I want to cuddle, the dates. Like, what's going on?
And
you canceling shit too? Ooh,
also, when I'm talking to you about my dreams and my aspirations and the things that I want to do and change, and you just like, yeah, that's cool, but you want to watch Rush Hour 2?
Yeah.
If you date an entrepreneur, you gotta be able to move with the flow. You gotta be comfortable to understand.
Yes.
I know we had plans tonight. Something came up. The plans got to change. I need you to not hate me at the end of that. And as an entrepreneur, you got to do a good job at understanding. You got to be mindful to your partner's needs.
Right.
You have to. Like, you can't just be like, I was working on the dream, babe. Like, that's not going to work for us.
Why can't you say you just was working on a dream? Because at the end of the day, the dream benefits you both.
Not forever, though.
Well,
not forever.
We're
but
talking about two different entrepreneurs now.
Need a
because
bigger
an entrepreneur
person.
that's successful, that has already established their business, it shouldn't be that hard.
So are we talking about the struggling artist?
You're talking about the upcoming struggle.
No.
I think so.
I think successful entrepreneurs, like even my bosses, I think that they have to explain themselves all the time because things don't go as planned. I got to fly to a new city. I know we had plans and now I got to be somewhere.
True.
Now they want me to speak somewhere in front of a couple thousand people. Like, that wasn't planned.
Yeah, but you can be the entrepreneur not pulling up in that Honda 95. You could be in that new Tesla truck. Like,
true.
Beep, beep. I think the outcome would be a lot different with that female.
I think regardless, you got to have a woman who has foresight and a woman who has vision, and she has to be understanding. Like, that patience that your husband got, that woman has to have some of that because first of all, women don't like not getting their way a lot. Maybe a couple times it can rock, but after a while it's like, all right, my nigga, well, my last nigga didn't have this problem. And I'm like, I'm not your last nigga. It's different though.
Okay.
Your last nigga not gonna take you where I'm gonna take you if you stick around to see it through to the end. You know what I mean?
My fiance.
Not preacher.
Yeah,
I agree. You need to
saying.
have that
he's
vision.
Not an entrepreneur. And when I started dating him, like, I didn't realize how different our worlds would be.
Yes.
Because he works a 9 to 5.
Right.
He works a 9 to 9.
Right.
And then I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm free to go where I want to go. I don't need to ask nobody for time off. And I'm like, I had to have a conversation with him. I'm like, damn, I didn't know that it was going to be this difficult dating someone who's working for the men, you know, like, because we can't really mesh in the way I would love us to mesh. So that's another job on top of all the other jobs, like another job added. Now I have to really be understanding and I push him. I'll be like, you don't want to open this restaurant because you made a good ass lasagna last night.
And I tell you, everything
you don't want to open like
ain't
that
for everybody.
But
can we keep building on that point? Because then you start pushing people, and then some people don't want to get pushed.
Nope.
woo!
You know, like,
Wait, that must have resonated.
Yeah, shout out my nigga
Over
Les.
there.
But yeah, build on that.
Yeah, because I feel like if I could do it, then you could do it.
No.
And
Right.
we could do it
No.
together.
Everything ain't for everybody.
I'll give you a story. During the pandemic, my partner and I, he's a great cook.
Mhm.
And we needed to make money.
He looked like a great
And
cook. For real.
And I was like, babe, you should sell food. You should sell plates.
Mhm.
He like, yeah, I'm down because he down with the entrepreneur. Like he down.
Yeah.
Whatever I say, it's like, it's going to make sense.
Yes.
We get in the business, the money starts to come in, but then we don't do so great the next week.
Mhm.
So now he's not as
Enthusiastic.
enthusiastic
Yeah.
to want to do it again.
Mhm.
But the next week, we making profit, but after that, we in the negatives.
Right.
So it's like, it's the constant up and down.
Yes.
It's the constant. And then I'm saying to him, I'm like, okay, I'm doing this part of the business, but if you see me slacking on it, like I need you to pick it up. And he's like, I'm not that great at this.
Mhm.
I had to realize that
Mhm.
it's okay that maybe he's a worker bee.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
maybe he's okay
Mhm.
with doing the 9 to 5. And maybe that's my dream
Mhm.
Yeah.
to be independent. So
Mhm.
I had to know that I can't push him
Yes.
to do this unless we're doing it together.
Yes.
And I know what his role is, and I have no other expectations of him
Yes.
other than just doing this.
Yes.
Everybody needs a little pushing though.
No.
I think
No, because
Well,
I'm gonna
I see-
push
I
you
get-
to
I
the
see where
point
you're
where
going, though.
I'm gonna push you.
you
to
gonna
the
push
point
him over
where-
the edge.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's the
And
big
now
thing.
you unhappy with me because now we work together, we
Right.
cook, we doing everything together, and now I don't know how to differentiate the boss from
Right.
the partner from the what. It's sometimes people just like things separately.
He didn't ask
They
for that.
yeah.
He didn't ask for that.
He
He's
didn't
like,
ask me.
babe, I love you for that. You know what I mean? But like, that's
Mhm.
not, when you met me, I was doing what I wanted to do already.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think it's okay to try to push the person that you love to do more, but once you see that maybe they're already at capacity.
Let's not say push. Let's say encourage.
Encourage.
Yeah.
I like that. I
Yes.
like that much
Mhm.
better. Semantics. Like, once you encourage them and you see that they don't have the capacity to do that, just accept them where they are. Because that's a mistake that I made all the time. I wanted if I'm an entrepreneur, everybody got to be an entrepreneur.
everybody. I be
You know what I
like,
mean?
you be an entrepreneur. We could do this.
I want
I'll
this life
come
for
up
everybody.
with businesses
We got about 17 LLCs at this moment.
Right.
with my friends all the time. And I'll be like, we could do this. We'll sit down for a few and then like it'll just start dwindling away. And I'm like,
The problem is because we always down and we like, yeah, LLC.
everybody's down, but they're not
Yeah.
really in it because they don't have that spirit
It
behind
sound
them.
nice.
It
You know what I mean?
sound good.
Sounds great.
Well, I already picked mine out the hat and we gonna do this up.
Okay.
Okay, so I got women in their hair.
Whew.
Women in their hair. So I guess that was maybe more for
That was for Wolf.
for Wolf. Like
Women in
at,
their
So
hair.
to elaborate, so there's a lot of women who come in the salon and they offer the option, like we could take out their extensions, we can kind of like show the real them.
we give them
And-
information on how to take care of their natural hair.
And a lot of the times women will hide in the bathroom, take out their hair, put
When
a
they're
hat
at
on
home.
at home while their partner is there, and then come to the salon because they don't want their partner to see the authentic them.
Yeah.
You look so amazed right now.
Nah, that's
No,
heavy.
I have women that come
That's
into the
heavy.
salon and they are engaged in relationships for years, and they're like,
He's
"My
never seen my
fiance
real
never
hair.
seen my real hair."
That's not okay.
Like, how are you about to walk down the aisle with this man and he don't know the real you?
My
He don't-
husband saw my natural hair day one
Day
well,
one.
when I met him.
You don't count because your
don't count?
hair
'Cause her shit
flourishes.
busting?
It's busting. All right? Like, you are a unicorn. You stay
Right,
over there
right.
for the black women.
But
right?
even if I
I
was
feel
a
you.
bald head
Okay.
scallywag, I was still gonna rock it. I don't know what that's like.
you can't.
Right.
You can't
So
say
I
that.
maybe
Right.
I can't.
You be quiet.
I can't. All right.
You've always you're comfortable with your hair,
Yes.
Always.
and that's why I get what you're saying.
Yes.
Always. Whether
So-
it's in an afro, whether the afro doesn't look that great,
Yeah.
but I don't give a shit naturally.
Women
It
being
is-
comfortable with their hair is not a common thing.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
Common.
that
not.
was a clip.
Yeah, it's not
That was a
common.
clip right there.
So what
Not
do
a
you
cookie.
mean? Like, so how would you feel about a woman not comfortable with her true self?
You got to do it. It's
How
un-
do you
it's
encourage them to do
unnegotiable.
that?
By making her feel comfortable. Like, I'm gonna listen. If I gotta sit at the foot of the bed and like talk to you about this and rub your back, like whatever.
Are you taking out tracks while you saying that?
whatever you need? If you're my girl, you're my girl. You know what I mean? We at that point, but the thing is like, this is the thing.
Mike
The-
be over there like, no.
Listen, the
What?
fear
Mhm.
and the lack of self-love that you developed up until this point, we gotta reverse it. Because the only reason why you even have that hesitation in the first place is because you're coming from a place of lack. You're coming from a place of deficit. You're not operating in abundance. And that's okay. I don't say
I'm
that
about to start crying. Like,
I'm just saying, I
those is
don't
real words.
I don't say that to judge you because we all dealing with something,
Yes.
but like
Mhm.
you don't love yourself fully. There's like you're this really dope person and you're not allowing yourself to experience that. And you think that because of what you think you don't have, that you're not adequate or you're not qualified to just be comfortable. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, you know what it's like to live in a secret? It's not fun. It's not comfortable.
It's not.
But
It's not comfortable.
Is there a part that the men play in that though? Because as
Here we
women,
go.
where did we get this fear
Here we
from?
go.
Absolutely.
You know, where did we get
Absolutely.
this fear from? We walk outside in our natural hair. We
Right.
probably don't get as much stairs as if we had a bust down middle part, Cambodian wavy hair down our back. You know, so
We
Right.
got to talk about not in this climate. Because in this climate,
That's right. That's
they
valid.
love a natural.
Mm-hmm.
They love a fro.
who you
Wolf, am I accurate or is this?
Yo, I was just talking to my mother. My mom is like one of my best friends. And
Mhm.
my mom just turned 58.
Shout out to mom.
She's been rocking her natural hair maybe 7 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 7 years. And she has beautiful hair, but she didn't feel comfortable with it because that wasn't the way.
Right.
Mhm.
That was not
Right.
the way. The way was getting the perm in the beginning. That was the
Relaxer.
way.
Yeah.
And that's what she was doing every single day. She felt comfortable. She felt great. Then my sister, who's a year younger than me, so we come up in the same internet era,
Mhm.
this revolution of natural hair
Mhm.
has came up out of nowhere, which was not a part of her generation.
No.
Mhm.
And so now, what do kids do with their parents? You teach them. Each one teach one. That's how
Yes.
I go. The tables they turn at some point. And my sister trying to introduce it to my mom. My mom's definitely gonna watch this. And my mom was like, "I'm not feeling that." Like she in her mind, she was like, "My hair's nappy though."
Mm.
Furthest thing from naps. But like the culture
yeah,
and like
what's been
trauma?
embedded.
socializing and like the expectations of men, like you said, because at the end of the day, why do we do anything that we do?
Right.
You know, why do I go and get my hair cut and look presentable? Because I want to
For
look
us.
attractive to women.
Right.
Yes.
And
Attract
vice
the
versa.
opposite sex, yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So men have contributed to it greatly, and I don't give a fuck what they say. There's gonna be some niggas in the comment they gonna disagree. That your opinion doesn't matter. You're a liar.
Right.
You're
Right.
a liar?
Yeah,
You're a liar.
for sure.
Oh, wow. A
For sure.
liar.
Because
or
men really do they do fuck with the naturalistas.
I,
Absolutely.
Heavy.
Absolutely.
And it's just what crowd are you putting yourself into that's not acceptable?
I don't think it's about looking a certain way in front of someone, but everything about what you said, Wolf, about just being comfortable in your skin. But those are generation and generation
It
and
is.
generation of, the trauma that we've experienced just back in the slave days,
So
know?
how can you
Come on.
speak that life into your daughter for her to accept her hair?
Oh, I
and
do it every day.
But why are you not doing that for yourself?
Oh, well,
That's the
I'm
thing.
not there yet.
How?
Because
So you're a hypocrite?
I'm not a hypocrite, but I know my struggles and what it is and where they come from. She's the baby in a sense.
Mhm.
But
So
you're speaking that life.
I'm
into
speaking
her.
it into her,
Mhm.
but because I know it's the right thing to do.
Mhm.
So it's just like if I did drugs 10 years ago, I'm going to tell her don't do drugs
Don't do
because I
drugs.
know
I'm
it's
still
not
breaking
right. But
my
I'm
addiction.
still breaking my things down,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
my comfortability and how uncomfortable I am with it, I don't want it to translate. So I'm blocking it. I'm blocking it everywhere I can see it. Like she on the iPad or she see a Roblox and the character got blonde hair. Change that girl to black hair. Make her skin darker, please. Even though if I'm not fully comfortable with myself and in my skin, I'm gonna make sure she's not gonna live my
So how
story.
do you get there? Oh, sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
ahead.
I was going to ask you, and I don't. If this is too personal, you can let me
Mhm.
know. We can take this part out.
No.
But like, you're in a relationship.
Yes.
Okay. Does your partner actively try to encourage you to accept what's hard for you to accept with your hair?
I haven't communicated it to him, so I don't
Has
think
he
he's
communicated
aware.
with you though?
No, he
Okay.
hasn't, because he just knows me to be a hairstylist
Yeah.
and someone that changes her hair often, and he appreciates that. He
Right.
loves that I could switch it up every day,
Absolutely. What's not
every
to
other
love
day.
about that?
Right.
For
So
sure.
like I said, it's the black girl magic in a
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah. So he doesn't know that like is that like a source? Is that a place of contention for you? Is that something that's like, man, I really would like to cross that line?
I don't totally have an issue with it. Like, I love that Jaleesa asked that question. I'm not totally, but I won't wear my hair in a fro
Why not?
because I don't think it's right. It's
Let's get
not
to
long
this.
enough.
It's not
like,
long enough.
It's not long enough. It's not full enough. It's not, we always want what we don't have.
How so? It's not long enough, right? So like your fro, if you could like, where is it at? Where's that?
You went to the
I'm
3
like,
inch
where's that? 'Cause I
boy?
just want to understand.
Okay, so maybe in the fro
With the hands,
state,
like, let us
it's
know.
about hair. It's
You
about
think-
hair.
You think that's not long enough?
No,
Have you ever seen an attractive woman with that same length?
I have. There's plenty of beautiful women with it.
So it's
but
not
I
the
see
length
where he
then.
going with this.
So then it's not quite the length.
it's not.
Because there
for
are women
me.
that you have seen that was like, oh, that's a beautiful woman.
Yes.
With even less hair.
Yes.
I've seen women that are bald. It was like, yo, she's
Fade.
gorgeous.
I know. And I love myself with shorter hair. I
Mhm.
do. I would shave it off and I think I would rock the show. I wouldn't be scared to do that, but it's just something about your hair being in its natural state that doesn't translate to the world in the way that I feel like I need to be seen.
Okay, now we get into it.
Mm.
Now we get into it. 'Cause I-
Right.
Wait a minute.
I was waiting for him to get to I was waiting for you to
Am I
get
in
to
the hot
it.
seat right now?
No,
I
you're
feel
not.
it's a little hot.
No, you're not in the hot seat. So I think something real key that you said,
Mhm.
it wouldn't translate to
Yes.
the world.
World.
That means I care too much about what people think about
Thank
me.
you.
And a lot of us do.
Yeah,
You're not alone
it's
in
normal.
that. You're not on that island by yourself. You know
Yes.
what I mean? So,
Because I'm right there
but
next
I
to you.
think But I think that's really important to like get into that, like translate to the world the opinions of others, people who don't put food on your table, people who don't even care about you enough to speak life into you in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
My husband says this all the time.
the people that are for you are for you. Anything God has for you is just simply for you.
You right.
You know what I mean? You're going to run into it on your journey, whether you like it or not, you know? So like your journey is your journey. You'll get to this when you feel comfortable.
No,
'Cause it's
I'm
just your
there
choice.
because now I'm going with my fro. Like I'm a.
Yeah, like, I would love to
Now,
see
you know
this
what?
is a
I'm
challenge to her. I hope you know that.
I'm so
this is
serious.
a challenge to her now.
And I do well with
Challenges.
that.
Yeah,
I need
I'm
that.
gonna make
I'm
sure.
gonna do it.
Look,
Like,
yeah, because the thing is like,
watch out, so Brooklyn.
listen,
Rod sets all week.
I want to see you experience the full spectrum of who you are.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there's an aspect of who you are that you're keeping away from even yourself, and you should know what that feels like. You know, like you're already a dope person. Like look where we at. Like we're living in the creation of the both
You-
of y'all's dopeness.
No,
right?
no, her dope.
Oh, correction. Yeah,
She
yeah.
did
I was
this.
trying to be,
Yes.
you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
we living
yeah,
in the
yeah. Nope.
creation
I'm
of
gonna give
your-
credit every time.
Yeah, we living in the creation of your
Yes.
dopeness, and just think that like there's another layer that's just that you haven't. I'm not even gonna say holding you back. That would be great for you to experience. And then it's like
right.
you care about like imputing the right wisdom in your daughter.
Yes.
But listen, demonstration is the best education.
It is.
Right.
It's the best.
You right.
It's watching.
You right.
You know what I mean? And then imagine what that would look like to your daughter. Just you don't even know she's looking at you, but it's
Yeah.
like she's looking at you. she's
And her
looking
kids
like,
are very
yeah.
smart.
She's always watching
I
me.
mean, come on,
Always.
come on.
Always watching
Wolf
me.
came to Salon Chat
Come
to
on.
preach.
Yes, he
Yes.
did.
He
And
did. And I love it.
respect
I love it because I know that this message is going to resonate
With
with
a lot of women.
a lot of women.
Mhm.
Like, you don't know, they might be doing a takedown in front of their man. You like my afro? And you better.
You gonna walk in the door like,
Yeah, I like it. Like,
Wedding's off.
what is up? Hey, if he say what, nah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah, he ain't for you.
right.
Fuck that nigga.
Because
He ain't
what's for you?
It's
It's
for
for
you.
you.
Come on,
I
man.
love that.
Come on,
Well,
man.
you know what?
Come
Let's
on, man.
pass the beans like I used to do. All right, back on that side.
Okay. You slid out of that, slithering really quickly. Harry Potter.
So silly.
Right. Let's see what this is talking about.
She pulling it out the hat, guys.
Yeah, pulling it out.
Y'all can hear
Hit
it.
the papers, giving ASMR.
All right. Career and the bag or family and home?
Mm.
I think we touched on. Well, I don't know.
And it's a or.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's an
or.
or.
Career in the bag or family and home. I have to say family and home.
All day.
Yeah, all
Every
day.
time.
What?
Every time.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
Oh, yeah?
I think as an
Uh-oh.
entrepreneur, that might be the right answer. I do what I do for my family.
Yes.
You know, I do what I do
That's exactly.
so that my family can live this fruitful life
That was
to
good.
be happy
That was good.
in those
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
So it has to be my family.
I only do it for them.
Yes.
She said, oh. fuck my opinion. I need to know what she thinks.
Career.
Clip
in
it.
the bag.
Clip it.
Career in the bag. I
Wow.
have to get the money on. I
Mhm.
got to get the money and I got to be great at what I'm doing so that I can be great for my family. Because when I don't have the money and when I don't have the
You're not
career, I am an angry bitch.
Mhm.
Okay? I am not happy if my bank account is not reflecting. That
Much
controls my attitude.
Much respect.
So when I can swipe my card without having to transfer from my checking to my savings and making sure that it don't take 24 hours to get to it,
Much respect.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to choose my career and my bag because I'm going to make time for my family and I'm going to
Much
make
respect.
time to make sure that they see me and that we're good. But I'm going to always make sure I got
But
that bread.
I feel like you're adding, because I agree with
Yeah.
everything that you're saying. I
Mhm.
feel like you're adding a nuance to it. I guess that's fair though, I guess.
It is.
Because like if you're gonna add that nuance, then of course I'm picking the same answer.
no.
I'm adding the
Because
same
if
answer.
I had the option and I couldn't go home and I couldn't go to the family because I was at work, I'm doing that.
You're doing,
I'm going to choose work.
Yeah.
even if you couldn't go home.
If I
Mhm.
couldn't go home, there's been times where my flight's been delayed and I had to miss going
I
home.
can't, but-
And I haven't seen my man in 2 months.
So my thing is like this, like if I don't have kids, right? But
Mhm.
there is no amount of money that I think I could make that would
Miss
make me feel
recitals.
okay about just missing any of the like the ultraly important stuff.
Mhm.
I personally I couldn't live with it. You know
Nope.
what I mean? Because I don't really look at money as a tool anyway. That's why I spend it so freely. You know what I mean? Like I spend it at any time.
Can I
because
raise both hands?
it's all about like in assisting my life. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
supposed to add to it. So if I get a call, like perfect example, I was at the studio And this lady who has a pretty successful podcast, I'm not gonna say her name because she don't need the love. But she was saying that she got a call from the nanny that her baby had like hit his first baseball or something like that, or then the baby was like drew his first picture or some shit. It was some ill ass shit like that.
Did you get it on tape?
That was on. Oh, right. No, it was. But she said she cried that whole night because she was like, my nigga, if I could like throw this day away so I could be there to see my baby take that little accomplishment. And I feel her. Now, with the nuance that you add, I'm picking that all day because the money is why do we do what we do? You know what I mean? To protect them and love on them in the first place, to see them not go without because we went without. But if I had to choose, like also the career in the bag though, it can cost you and it will cost you. It's not even negotiable. Like even if you haven't ran into that point yet, it will bring you to a place in a fork in the road where it costs you your mental sanity, your mental comfortability.
Preach.
It'll make you question yourself.
Preach.
You know what I mean? And then you can really get like, it's funny how like you can get more than you ever had and still feel empty.
Yep.
That's an interesting thing.
It's true.
Yep.
That's an interesting feeling. Like I found myself when I first got to New York City, I had nothing. I was walking around Harlem like, one day I'm gonna have an apartment of my own. You know what I mean? And then it's like 5 years later, it's like, you got that and then some more. And then I've experienced some of the most depressing seasons of my life. And that was interesting.
Yes.
I forgot that it's like, hold on.
This is what I work for.
Check in. You actually got the thing you didn't have at year one.
It's like ungrateful, aren't you?
You know? And then you gotta snap out of it. So
shake up yourself, as they would say in Trinidad.
But I love the work though at the same time. But it's just saying that like the work can cost you a lot. And if I had to choose, I'm picking fulfillment over everything. And fulfillment is the people that I love because I'm only doing this for them anyway. If there was a world where I didn't have to get rich to spend more time with my mom and my dad and the unborn children not here yet, I wouldn't give a fuck about money.
Right. At all. And I have to contest to that because now that I'm here, now that I have built a successful salon, 9 years in the game, I always have to question like, okay, what am I doing this for? I'm doing it for them, but it's also like, I would rather be home with them. I'm always on that exit plan. Like, okay, how can I spend more time with my kids? I need to, because before I started, I didn't have a family. I didn't have children. So now that I have the kids, I feel like their upbringing, how I show up for them, me being around for those moments, like my son taking his first steps during the pandemic, we were shut down. I was so grateful to be able to be home to witness that because I'm like, yes, I need this moment of just stillness. I need that because I was just going. You're running a business. Things are happening around you constantly and you kind of like, you disconnect. And, you know, I know there's so many salon babies that has grown up in the salon with their parents, slaving over these clients day by day. One of them. Yeah, Beyonce's one, like, you know, trying to get that money. But no, I want to be home with my kids. I want them to know that their mother has been home with them, raising them, teaching them, instilling in them all the things that they need to do. Because, you know, money is not going to do anything for
Can I elaborate on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a difference between price and value. And that's very important to understand.
Yes. Yes. Because the price is the price, but the value is what's going to take you to the next level. To quantity versus
quality.
The most amount of money I made in New York City, which was very significant for me, I had to do a lot to get it. A lot. Yep. And like at the end of the day.
Were you burned out?
Oh, very. Very.
I don't do well with burnout.
And you know what? You know what I kept doing?
Ditto. You kept working.
You know what I mean? Because it was like, sometimes when you're in survival mode, you got a narrow field of vision. But like once you start getting more, you need to exit survival mode at some point, and then so you can like broaden the scope and focus on all the things that matter. You know what I mean? Because you can't flourish in survival mode. It's just not possible. You know, so like
that's so true.
Value and price, like that price that I got, it was a beautiful price. But the value though, my peace of mind. And then it's like, I'm an antenna, right? Like the creative ideas that come to you one day, right? Like if I'm stressed and I'm fucked up,
you can't be creative.
My antenna, I can't receive blessings from the Lord. Like I can't receive ideas and shit like that, you know? So it's like,
true.
The money was fantastic, but the value though, like at some point we have to get even smarter than how hard we're willing to work and be like, How can I get that same amount of money while doing less work?
Yep.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
That's
That's
always
really the plan.
That's the
But
plan.
in order
That's
to
the
do that,
goal.
you need a team, you need
Yeah,
support,
You need things.
and you need a community of people that
You
can
do.
understand your wavelinth and to
You
know
do.
where you're going in this life. And it's hard to get everybody on that ship.
On the same accord, which
Very
is why everybody wants 100%.
Everybody can't go.
Mhm.
It's not that everybody can't go. Everybody don't want to work together to go.
That's
Yes.
true. I mean,
Yes.
I-
They don't want to work together to get there because they feel like, ooh, she's shining just a little bit more than me. So what?
Or not even that they are, in that way, or it's just that they don't have that energy to put out there.
It's true. And
Yep.
that goes back to the partners not being entrepreneurs or not too. They might not have the energy for that. So just understanding your people and your community. You just gotta understand. Should I open this?
I
Yeah.
think so. We can wrap it up with the last one.
the last one?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go
Got the paper
with.
on here for my niggas who listening.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, this is a beautiful question. Whoever wrote this, shout out to you. How do you identify yourself in your blackness?
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, I am so glad that this came up
Blackity black.
because everybody knows
That's good.
I am.
Do you hear me?
For those of you who
Wakanda
can't see
forever.
me,
For real.
the black fist is up, and y'all know I'm blackity black, always. Like, but a lot of the time,
Let's talk about it.
I feel like I get chastised for being too black, or I feel like I gotta code switch and silence my blackness because I can't authentically be black.
But
Why
that's
not?
not the story that I get from you. You tell me a lot of times you grew up and people teased you because
That
of the way
too.
you sound.
Right.
But that didn't have to do with being black. That had a lot to do with being accepted. I sounded like that because everybody else around me sounded like
Of
that.
course.
No, but you sound.
But the black people
didn't.
would then make fun of me
tease you for that, yeah.
Yes.
because I don't sound like them.
And that's what they do. Their lack of that's even they bad because they don't know no better.
Because they're bad.
That
It
is
is.
also true.
Yeah.
But as an adult,
Yes.
I feel like it's harder for me to
That's why you started code switch.
yes,
Mm.
yes, because it's easier.
Mhm.
It's easier to be able to
Assimilating.
alter these different personalities
Mhm.
around these different people
Mhm.
because I'll be accepted more
Yes.
versus
Survival.
me just being me.
Yes.
Right.
Because when I am me, sometimes it's a little bit too much
Mm.
For who?
for the others who don't get me.
It's the same thing to go back to what she said. Like
Right.
the world might not accept it. You know what I mean? The others, it's like these people were not your people in the first place.
Right.
They were never your people.
But
Right.
who are the people that we're talking about? Is the black people not our people, or
Sometimes
is the
they're
other?
not your people too.
Right.
Because
Go
exactly.
Go
me
ahead.
on,
Let it rock.
because
Let it rock.
all skin folk
Come on.
Ain't Kim.
is
on.
not
Come on.
kinfolk.
Come on.
Just because you look and sound like me, don't mean. I'm gonna tell my lunchroom story.
Oh,
Tell the
God.
story, man. Let's hear it, man.
So I went to a mixed school and it was in Manhattan, and I'm primarily from Brooklyn.
Mm.
And I saw another black girl who was also Caribbean, right? And she's laughing because I've never told this story. I just told my friend this story. I've been living with this for a while. So I see my friend in summer camp, which is the other girl, and I see her from across the room, like over there. And I'm so excited because she's in summer school with me, and she's the only other black girl here.
Mhm.
It was like something out of fucking Disney Channel. I run over to her, and there's milk spilled on the floor. I slip on the milk, and I fall in front of everybody. And
In the cafeteria.
in the cafeteria.
Yeah, this is bad.
And everybody's like, "Are you okay?" And I look at her, and she was like, "You're wet. Like your pants is wet."
What grade is this?
I'm thinking maybe this is like middle school, so like
Jesus
6th, 7th
Christ.
grade.
Jesus
Mind you,
Christ.
I'm in this girl house singing Broadway musicals with her. I'm over here watching movies. Like, this is I think that she's my friend.
Mhm.
And I have an embarrassing moment, and you don't even come
She ain't lift
over
you up,
and
none
be
of that.
like, "Are you okay, girl? Like, it's all right. Let me
Because
get
you
you a
running
napkin."
to go see her because you're
Running
excited
to
to
go
see
see her.
Listen, man.
Right? So now I gotta switch my blackness. And I can't be that happy-go-lucky black girl
Right.
because I see my other black friend.
Yes.
Mhm.
I gotta be like, it's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's cool. I gotta
Mhm.
now silence that hurt. And that I still talk to the girl to this day.
Yeah.
Still
That's
hit her
good.
up on Instagram, see her, but you're a bitch.
I was gonna say it, but I ain't.
Yeah,
want to say
you're
it.
a
I was gonna
bitch.
say it. I'm like, it's a little early to be a bitch in junior high school. It's a little early.
Big time bitch.
Big time.
Well, what's the question again? Well,
Listen,
read it again.
The question is, how do you identify yourself and your Blackness?
Why do you need to identify that? I have to understand this question because I don't identify. I am Black, and I feel like I don't see color in that way. I normally don't. Like, I'm a person. I don't get uncomfortable.
Mike B,
around-
what's that face?
I don't get uncomfortable around.
I don't see color conversation. I'm
Right.
waiting for her to elaborate because I'm like,
Hold on a
yeah.
second.
I ain't
Hold
saying
on.
nothing.
Are you trying to go viral?
It's
Go
gonna
ahead,
happen.
I don't
go ahead,
see-
go viral then.
I don't see color in that way. And it might be the lack of experiences that I've had. You know, I've never had so many experiences where I'm like, like, you know, they say that racism starts at the home. You know, it starts from your grandparents, right? So I don't teach that for my children, but I make them very much aware of, my parents make them very much aware of what's going around so that they're aware. So my Black boy that I'm raising, he knows what's going on in the world, but I don't like to highlight it in that way to cause that disconnect
I understand
for
what you're
them.
saying.
You
But
know,
are
so
you
I'm
now
a Black person and I'm true to my Black self because that's all I know to be and
I
how to
understand what you're
be.
saying.
What do I have to prove in that Blackness? Because when I talk about my hair and not being accepted for my fro, it's about my Black people because I don't see anything else. You know, I don't really pay attention to the other races around me in a sense. You know, I don't really care for what they say or what they think, but it's more about my people and my people loving me and loving on me and pushing me and helping me through my trials and tribulations. It's not about being Black.
So I have a question. Do you guys say the word nigga in public?
So I don't mind saying it. I say it, and my friends sometimes get upset with me when I say it.
That's
around.
identifying my Blackness because I feel like you trying to silence me. I'm just being
Yeah, I don't mind saying it, but my friends sometimes be like, "Oh, "You're too loud. You can't say that word." And I'm like, "That's
I'm
my
Black. I can say nigga.
Right.
Nigga.
You know, like I don't look at that word as being a derogatory term for me because I grew up with it being just how you
Absolutely.
communicate
a
with your
verb.
friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, you know, having to explain my Blackness is like, well, how can I not look? I don't know anything else
But
but
not
to be
explain,
Black.
but how do you identify yourself in your Blackness?
I'm Black. I don't need to identify. When
That's-
I show up
that's-
in places, they
yeah.
see me as a Black woman.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say. There's nothing to identify as. It's nothing else there. That's why
Mhm.
I don't really understand that question.
I get what you're saying.
Mike B, you
I
have
do get what
something?
you're saying.
Wolf.
Because Wolf
Um,
loved the question. So
yeah.
Right. But there was no commentary. I'd love to know what
I mean,
the
I
commentary
think
is.
I think the way you took it is that's one dimension of how you took it,
Mhm.
and I don't disagree with what you
Mhm.
said. I think it could be taken much deeper than that, though. Like,
Mhm.
you're a Black person, right? But
Yes.
like we said a minute ago, all skin folk is not kin folk,
Yes.
right? So I think it's important sometimes to let people know what team that you play for. Like, why do people wear jerseys so they can be identified? You know,
Yes.
it's like, do you play for the Mavericks? Okay, like that's how I know how to identify you. That's how I know what you represent, right? Everything is about demonstration and representation. Like, it's important for me to always communicate. It's not even the question at this point, but it's important for me to communicate to people my Blackness so they know what team I play for. Because it might not be
Why?
assumed all the time.
You look Black, Wolf.
Right. But
You are
again,
Black.
all skin folk, not kin folk. So those people, I gotta represent for the niggas who not representing. You know what I mean?
Why?
Because it's like this. Like,
You got to represent for them or you got to represent for yourself?
well, what I'm saying is that because all of us don't play for the same team, it's important that some of us let everybody know that we are, though. Because
okay.
everybody's not representing us. Some niggas don't give a fuck about the progression,
Okay.
the progression of Black people at all.
So
right?
what I preach all the time on the show about being together and sticking together and but that doesn't really you can't preach that into someone else.
Well, no, it's not about that. It's about like you understanding it about me. It's about it being exuded off of me. Because like I said, everything is labeled. Every bottle in here is labeled. Everything belongs to a company. These cameras, these lights. this T-shirt, this everything belongs to somebody, and that's how we identify things. This is the world. This is life.
Okay.
And so when somebody sees me, I want you to identify some very key things about who I am as a person, because
Okay.
it's important.
Because sometimes your blackness can be silent.
I think I do it naturally. It's not a thought process.
And that's
for
what I
me.
said. I
So
understand
that's
that.
why
I understand that.
you know, like I created this business. I'm
Right.
the first generation of my family to do something that, you know, and all of these things come natural to me. It's not something that I really identify as being black
Right.
or you know.
I
And
understand
when
that.
when people, oh, you support black businesses, and
Right.
you know, you're a black woman business. It's like I'm a human being. Yes, I'm black, but I'm capable of doing all the things.
Yes.
Well,
I don't
kudos to you, friend, for not having to experience
I don't.
those
Right.
things.
'Cause
I
we're-
know.
we're-
And like I said, it may come from experience.
It's important to understand that all black people are not a monolith too. So we need to give space for people not always having the same answers to every question, right? In a metaphorical sense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's why I say
understand.
I don't disagree with what you
Okay.
said at all. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think that's just one side to look at it. Like
Yes.
if it's like a cube, that's
I
one
get
side,
it.
and then there's other sides to it.
Yes.
But like, how do you identify yourself in your blackness? I identify myself in my blackness just by being a safe space to black women, to being somebody who keeps my brothers in check when they need to be in check.
Hold them accountable.
I'm a brother to a woman who don't share the same blood as me. I just talked about this on my
on your
pod.
last show.
I'm a brother to a woman who's not my sister. I'm the nephew. I'm the uncle. I'm the whatever I need to be to another black person. Like my love is like universally for us at all times. And unfortunately, that kind of love gets stepped on a lot because you learn all skin folk, not your kinfolk. There's a lot of black people that I supported that did me wrong. You know what I mean? But I love us so much that I don't even charge that to us in totality.
There you go.
Because I
Charge it to the
can't.
game.
Because I can't.
That's
Yeah.
why I sat my ass down after I slipped on that milk, and I was just like, right? We're going to talk about this when we're away from company, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I love what you said, and I
Thank
agree
you.
with everything you said. And I guess I do that unconsciously. So that
Understood.
question kind of threw me for a loop. But
Yeah.
I'm on the same page as you, Will.
Yeah.
And I think
It's
you
more than
so
one way.
much. It is. It's many ways.
Well,
And we
guys,
came
we're getting
together.
the fingers. That means we got to wrap
gotta
this
wrap
up.
it, y'all.
So
That
thank
was
you
such a
guys so
beautiful
much for
question to
joining
end
us
on.
today. I would love, Wolf, for you to tell the people where they can find you at,
Mhm.
talk more about your podcast, and just let them know who you are.
Yeah, so you can find me at the Halfway Up podcast. You can find it at YouTube, Apple, Spotify. I call it Halfway Up. I'm literally wearing the t-shirt right now, but I call it Halfway Up. On the back of the t-shirt, it says, because you're never finished rising. And I really believe in that. Like, it's kind of like a different way of saying it's not about the destination, but it's about the journey. I feel like you should always be in pursuit of something. You know what I mean? Like, even when I'm an old man and I'm not necessarily doing physical labor, I'm going to be teaching people that my offspring, though. You know what I mean? I'm going to be trying to impute wisdom into the generations, right? So you're never really done. Like, when you're done, you're done. You go
Yep.
home. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You transition to the next place, whatever that is. So,
That's, I guess, when you finally up.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.